So something that was definitely not on my bingo card for this year was a Damian Bond episode. Then they're not hanging out together, but I just didn't expect two of the most prolific side characters in this show to get a nice little double anthology episode. And honestly, I am all here for it. So if you guys have been enjoying Spy Family Season 2, you gotta leave a like for slower episodes before we get into the big nitty gritty stuff. Because look, my boy Bond is he's in a lot of trouble right now because Lloyd is out, and unfortunately, Yor forgot to buy dog food, so she's got to cook some food for him. And y'all know how Bond is, bro. Bond literally has a vision of the future to Yor giving him some food, and he's dead, bro. He literally sees his own death in the future from eating Yor's food, bro. It's actually just the way they're playing up Yor not being able to cook. I know it's kind of an overused trope at this point to a certain extent. You know, if you ever played Persona 4, you know that I think it was Chie who is just, not being able to cook. It's just like a really big anime trope. So I think this show handles it somewhat well, though, because Yor is just very inept in all manners of things, except for murdering people. So yeah, that's a fun thing. That's a fun. So yeah, Bond, he's like, bro, I would literally rather go find Lloyd than eat anything that this woman cooks, because he knows he's gonna die, and Lloyd is the only person who actually has some skills in the house that pertain to everyday life. If Lloyd is gone, that means Yor's gonna make dinner, which means death, bro. Instant death. So yeah, he wants to survive. So he's thinking his I love Bond's little Anya like night daydreams of him pulling up on Lloyd at work, and Lloyd's work is just him hunting pigs, and he's like, oh, let me help you hunt some pigs, now we can finally have dinner. So my boy Bond gets the genius idea to go out of the house and go find Lloyd, and it's just fun because he's out here like checking out like hot dog stands, and he's like, every time he thinks about like trying to get food somewhere else, he just imagines Yor pulling up on him, going full psycho and killing him. I guess to a certain extent, Bond knows that Yor is like a cold-blooded killer, you know? Somehow, I don't know how, maybe he saw it with his precog, but he knows that Yor just goes out and just ices fools and then comes home and just lives a normal life. So this boy is real sad, and then we get like a very just fun little Bond in the city montage until he pulls up and finally on top of the clock tower. Somehow my boy manages to run around the streets of Estonia, or whatever this place is called, without getting put down by the pound. So shout out to Bond, probably using his precognition to avoid a bunch of nasty situations. And we actually end up, he catches on to the track. So we catch up to my boy Lloyd, while Lloyd is out here trying to steal this truth serum from apparently the same lab company who experimented on Bond in the first place. And so, it's funny because Lloyd and Bond is such an unnatural pairing that I didn't think about. But when you think about it, because I actually never thought about it, but when you take a second to think about it, who is Bond gonna tell that Lloyd is a secret agent? Like, there's no one he can tell. Yeah, he's a smart dog, but no one's gonna be like, understand him. He's just a dog. That doesn't even track. So it's honestly kind of hilarious to see them actually going out on a mission together, and it works because, Lloyd understands that Bond was like, oh, wait a second, Bond was part of like Project Apple, so maybe he's actually like a super smart dog. So he's like, damn, he's a good boy. But he doesn't translate that. He thinks that Bond is just out here trying to get revenge on his fallen comrade. I think it's just hilarious the way Lloyd is kind of socially unaware in a way too, because he just like, I guess no one would know. Bond's not going to tell him, I would just want some food. But it just seems like, to him, it's like a crazy coincidence that Bond has just been like, must have been tracking him to come down here to help him get revenge. And I'm honestly sad because we're walking through the lab, and Bond sees his hamburger. I'm sad that Lloyd didn't let him eat the burger, man. He should have let him eat the burger. He's a hungry boy. And so they end up getting into the lab. They're cracking the safe, and Bond, his precog starts acting up. And he gets a vision from the future of people coming back to the lab. And so he's like, shit, bro, we gotta go. because what he sees is, it's funny that because they show his precog all the way to the end, and he's like, I'll keep the enemy busy, you go back home. So Lloyd has to end up leaving Bond, and Bond has to go home, and Lloyd has to, and he comes back to Yor. So this whole episode is literally Bond just trying not to die. He's fighting for his life out here. Bond is really like out here like running from his life from Yor, and so he, Lloyd picks up on it. And then he's like, oh, I get a genius idea. So he's like, he leaves a note saying, I've stolen Grimless to get them to open the safe. He's like, I stole your truth serum. Like, oh shit, the truth serum got stolen. Let's go open up the safe where the truth serum is. Oh no, it's still there. What the hell? Who's tricking us? But just kidding. Lloyd and Bond are literally... Bro put the mask on Bond, and they literally just pull up out from behind and just handily dispatch these people, bro. Shout out to Bond and Lloyd, bro. They actually made a really great team. And even Lloyd, look at this, bro. My boy Bond is laying the smackdown down on these suckers, dog. You gotta leave a like for this dog. You know, dog? And yeah, this is so thankfully Lloyd is like, Bond, you're such a good boy. I'm going to give you the best dinner you could have ever thought. And it's funny that we see the end of this episode through his precog, because we see the dinner looks like it's like cabbage and like potatoes and meat and broccoli. Just a really great like a brothless stew, basically. Honestly, just super good. And then he sees himself going home and just having a splendid night. And he's like, dog, I am so happy. And of course it ends with Bond being like, good for you. I'm glad you got to get back at the industry. I love Lloyd. He's such a good guy. And then we see Damian. And I was surprised that this episode actually made me care about Damian's lackeys. Because you guys know, throughout this whole show that I've been covering, I have just been so apathetic towards his annoying little sidekicks, But seeing that they actually have, like, a genuine friendship, like, the kids are genuinely just, like, obsessed with him. Like, Damian gets in trouble for waking up late. And so they're like, well, Damian has to do punishments. We have no life, so we're gonna hang out with Damian too. So bro literally pulls up with like looking delinquent style, and the other guy is the tubby kid is eating food, because of course he's a fat character in anime, so his only joke is that he's fat. His only character trait is being fat. And so the principal is like, he's like, you guys are being goofballs, so you can go get punished too. So like, thank you very much. So they get punished, and so they're like, well, sorry we got in trouble too. Now we're gonna have to help you work. Who wants to go to the movies like this on a day like today anyways? And they're actually, and bro pulls up on them and is like, man, you guys have just a precious, elegant friendship. And I like that the teachers in this school are actually really cool people. The teachers really care about the students, and it's more than just like some snooty prep school. Because my boy Captain retired military veteran, Mr. Retired military veteran teacher pulls up, and he's like, we should go on a picnic today. And the headmaster's like, you know what? That's a good idea. Y'all should go on a picnic. But instead of even just like a regular picnic, they have a full ass like excursion. Because the reason Damian's been so tired, you can still kind of see it here. He's got little bags under his eyes because he's been studying so hard to become an imperial scholar, to get that love from his father, that approval, that young boy, I want to impress my rich asshole dad, father approval, seal of approval. And he's been neglecting himself basically in pursuit of his goals at a young age too. So it's really not a healthy mindset to have. And so the rest of this episode is just to get dedicated to them being out in nature. They're paddling, and my guy takes them canoeing, and it's hilarious because he is paddling like a madman, and they actually end up going down a little waterfall and falling into the water, and just seeing their reactions to them thinking that like they're literally about to drown and die, and seeing his friends jump in and being like like, it's just so funny. And like, Damian, you have to go back without us. We can only have so much strength. Damian, get back in the boat, please. And the bro's like, dude, you can literally stand up in it, bro. And like, just like them getting out and getting in nature. And I think it's kind of a metaphor for the core break that they had too. And just like the breaks they take in between season of like, working hard is good. It's good to work hard. But when you don't give yourself time to space out and just enjoy life and nature and just not constantly be stressed on one thing specifically, because that really tires out your brain. And giving yourself time to just, do something else and just leave a a free lifestyle, unconstrained from the pressures of society putting on yourself. Just even a day, even a night of just going out, you know, getting away from the city, catching some prey, and just having a good night out, bro. It really just refreshes your brain and refreshes your memory, and just gives you, it helps you process things too. You can't just grind every single day. People weren't made to work 9 to 5s and go to school for the first 18 years of your life, 8 hours a day almost every day, and then immediately jump into college, and then immediately jump into a job. Like, no, people need more freedom, we need more flexibility, we need more time. And you know, if that doesn't say anything about the state of the world we're in right now, I don't know what does. So shout out to my boy, my teacher, man. I was actually didn't even realize that they didn't play the opening this episode. They played it, the opening credits, over the end, and then they pulled the end credits in. And of course, this episode wouldn't be a Spy Family episode if Damian's essay that they were supposed to write for their day out wasn't literally 3 sentences long. So yeah, bro is really he learned the lesson to relax, you know? He learned to relax, and he got the message across. So all in all, really fun episode of Spy Family. I think this is a pretty solid season so far. I like that Spy Family is just a show that I can put on and not really take it too seriously. You know, it's not super edgy. It's just here to be there for you. So really like that about this show. Just meet it at its level, and I promise you, you'll have a great time. So yeah, that's all I thought about this episode. What did you guys think of this episode? What was your favorite part? Was there anything that I missed that you loved in this episode? And let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more anime videos. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace!